A benchmark of the community is the local school, and whilst San Remo Primary School is now undergoing huge periods of growth, there was a time when this wasn't the case. Back in the 90s, there was a threat that the school would be closed down. Jane Ross was the school president.
The Kane government was thrown out of office in 1992 and Jeff Kennett came into power, and one of the ways that he wanted to draw the budget back into line was to merge small schools. And this school here, San Remo Primary and New Haven Primary, the Education Department had determined that they would merge. So we had a lot of our own school council meetings. We asked the school community what they wanted, and of course they didn't want to close, they didn't want to merge with New Haven. New Haven didn't want to merge either.
Over the bridge at Phillip Island, Marj Wagland was a teacher at New Haven Primary School.
I think our view is very similar to San Remo. There's always been friendly rivalry between the two communities, and I think that New Haven felt that we didn't want to close and move to San Remo, which I think was the option at that time. San Remo was of the same. They didn't want to close and either have us come to them or vice versa. One of the things that stood in the way was the bridge. That was the problem of how to get the children from one side to the other safely.
The issue of student safety was something that unified both schools, and both communities rallied.
Each community had its own identity and didn't want to give up on that identity, and I think that was the strongest point. And I think that's why both communities fought so hard not to have the schools amalgamate.
The New Haven community staged a protest and marched over the bridge, getting national TV exposure. San Remo residents also protested strongly, pressuring the government to change their mind.
I was at home, I made the phone call, I received the news, and our son actually announced it in class the next day, much to the horror of his teacher. So I don't know if she mentioned something about the school, and he piped up and said, well, my mum found out today the school's staying open.